So today I really felt the urge to talk to you about hope. There's just so many times in our lives when we really could use hope. And I don't know if there's some of you who are watching this video right now and maybe you're going through something in your life that just seems absolutely hopeless. Maybe there's something going on and you just don't see a light at the end of the tunnel and you kind of wonder, how in the world am I going to get myself out of this? So hopefully today what I have to share will really be inspiring for you and will really help give you that hope that you need so that you can continue hanging on. I want to start by reading a quote from my book, Successful Failures. I actually stumbled across this chapter today as I was preparing my thoughts on what I would talk about hope. And I read something that were my own words and they really resonated with me and this topic. And I'll just quote my own words. A positive attitude truly does perform wonders on one's journey to success. If we let all the negative roadblocks influence us, then it's only a matter of time before we end up detoured, lost, or possibly stranded on the side of the highway. Our positive attitude keeps our battery powered and our gas tank full so we can make it in one piece to our destination. So think about yourself as having a gas tank. It's your positive attitude that fuels that gas tank, that gives you that energy you need so you can make it to your destination on your journey. Every time you lose hope, every time you give up, every time you give into those negative feelings and thoughts and emotions, your gas is depleting out of your tank and you're slowing down on your journey. And you don't want to do that. You want to just keep gliding right along. And so having hope is what's going to do that for you. I remember one day in my own life when this really just made sense to me. I had been going through some hard times. I mean, if you read this book, Successful Failures, it's about my entire journey up until this point. It's about all the roadblocks that I've experienced and all the times I've kind of veered off my path and almost given hope, and I kept hanging on. And I relied on the power of a positive attitude, and I relied on my Heavenly Father to keep me on that path so that I could get to where I am today. And so reflecting back on that, I think of a time in my life specifically when the light bulb came on. And I remember I was going through a hard time, and I thought to myself, okay, I know this isn't the only time I've had difficulties in my life. And as I looked back on all the other difficult times in my life and realized, man, I remember thinking, you know, this is completely hopeless. There's no way out of this one. I'm doomed. You know, this is terrible, and I'm just going to throw in the towel. But then, sometimes just 2 days later, which makes me laugh, 2 days later, and you know, other times it's 30 days later, whatnot, maybe 6 months down the road, life is wonderful. And you kind of laugh as you look back at that time when you were in complete despair and you thought, oh, this is it. Woe is me. I'm done. And so remember that. Remember all the times when you really thought, this is it. This is the end. I don't know how I'm going to recover from this one. And somehow you do. And you have those happier moments later in your life to testify to you that, yeah, it does get better. You just have to hang on. So that's my advice to you today, is to think about whatever it is you're going through right now. If there's anything difficult that you're really struggling with, I want you to look back on your life and think about all the other times. Maybe they were small things, maybe it was something big, but something that you eventually overcame, or you were eventually able to move on and experience happy times again. And think about those times and let that give you the hope that you need. Also, again, as I was pondering on this topic today, I came across a wonderful thought. I love this book. It's by Sarah Young and it's called Jesus Calling. It's full of lots of short little devotionals, but it's supposed to be like a conversation from the Lord. So just imagine Him calling your phone every day, every morning when you wake up. Wouldn't that be awesome? And He's the first person you talk to. And these are just the words of inspiration that He has to give you for that day. So I read this and thought I would share it with you because I felt it was really fitting for this topic. He says, "Continue on this path with me, enjoying my presence even in adversity. I am always before you as well as alongside you. See me beckoning to you. Come, follow me. The one who goes ahead of you, opening up the way, is the same one who stays close and never lets go of your hand. I am not subject to limitations of time or space. I am everywhere at every time, ceaselessly working on your behalf. That is why your best efforts are trusting me and living close to me. Okay, that right there, for me, is enough to give me hope for the rest of my life. Just to remember that we never go through this alone. We never go through hard times alone, and if it feels that way, it's because we're shutting him out. He's always there, and he's always with us, watching us, and he knows everything that we're feeling. So let that be a part of your hope. It's not just relying on yourself to get you through those hard times to those better ones, and not just relying on the people around you, but relying on that higher power, that all you have to do is ask for it and it's there, and it is incredible. It will give you what you need to make it through to tomorrow. When we choose to rely on that higher power, it just makes all of our difficulties so much easier. You know, they're not always going to go away, and we can't always, plan for them and know when they're going to happen. It just comes when it comes. But we know that when those hard times come, we don't have to go through them alone. We can call upon that help, and it can just make our journey so much more easier. So that's my assignment for you today, is to, write down on a piece of paper, think of 3 times. I want you to think of 3 times in your life when you really had a difficult experience, and maybe you really thought that there was no way out. Okay, so after you've written down these 3 experiences that you've been through in your past, I want you to close your eyes, and visualize yourself now, going back in time to those 3 past experiences, and taking yourself in your arms, giving yourself a hug, and saying, look, I am living proof, I am evidence that life does get better. You just have to have faith and hang on. You don't have to do this on your own. It's going to get better. So, go back in time and say that in your mind to your past self. You will feel a huge shift in energy today. You will feel just a little bit lighter. Write down those experiences, and then next to that, I want you to write down how long it took before you started feeling happy again. When was the next happy moment that you had in your life? So I want you to kind of put together a timeline to see how long it took for you after these events to feel happy again, or to see some sunshine in your life. And so when you look at that, look at what it is you're going through now, write it down, whatever it is you're going through now, and write down, I will ask for help. There is a way out of this. There's a solution for everything. And we don't always find it on our own, and we don't always find it on our own timeline. We just have to be patient and trust and wait. But with a positive attitude and not doing it on your own, your gas tank can be filled, and you can have that strength and energy that you need to endure to the end. So I'm with you on this journey, and I'm just so excited to be able to share this message with you today of hope. We all can use it. There's not a day that goes by in my life where I don't hang on to hope of some kind. Report back. I'd love to hear your experiences. Hang on. There's always hope. There's always a better tomorrow. We don't have to go through this alone. So I share that with you. I wish you the best of luck. And for more tips and videos on how to be happier, you can check out my website at yourhappylady.com. You can also follow my videos on my YouTube channel under Happy Marriages. That's one word, Happy Marriages, all in one word. Thanks so much. Have a great day, and we'll see you soon.